everyone, I'm Rebecca and welcome to Watch Mojo. I know that as soon as I am blowing out the candles on my jack-o'-lanterns, I start thinking about the holidays. I start my baking, I start listening to the music, and of course, I start watching the perennial holiday films that really get me into the spirit of the season. One modern classic I watch every year is Love Actually. So, while we're in the festive spirit, let's look at the actors from Love Actually. Where are they now? In the years since this rom-com came out, many of its actors have gone on to bigger and better things.
Wait till Carol Ann gets here. She's crazy about English guys.
Welcome to MsMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 actors from Love Actually. Where are they now?
Okay, Dad. Let's do it.
For this list, we're taking a look at where our favorite actors from Love Actually are today, and putting the focus on people who were lesser known beforehand. This means that big names like Colin Firth and Emma Thompson did not make the cut.
Have I said something?
Number 10, Olivia Olson.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There's just one thing I need.
One of the most amazing performances in Love Actually is by one of the cast's youngest members, who doesn't even have all that much screen time. Olivia Olson plays Sam's crush Joanna, and gives us a memorable rendition of Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You. Her singing voice was actually so impressive that they had to make it sound worse so it was believable. She's gone on to use that voice to work on several animated series like Adventure Time and Phineas and Ferb.
Hey Ferbs, you ready? Hi Phineas!
Number 9, Martine McCutcheon.
Hello, David. Sir.
You'll remember her as the character Natalie, a 10 Downing Street employee who ends up having a romantic relationship with the Prime Minister, played by Hugh Grant. Before the film came out, Martine McCutcheon was more known for her music career than she was for her acting. Since shooting Love Actually, she spent several years writing and working in commercials, most memorably as the face of the Activia yogurt brand in the UK.
Out with the old and in with the new.
She published a novel called The Mistress in 2009, and as of 2017, she was back to her musical roots, releasing an album called Lost and Found. Number 8, Chris Marshall.
I've just worked out why I can never find true love.
What's that?
English girl.
One of the most hilarious and over-the-top storylines in Love Actually followed Colin Frissell as he made the trip to America from London in an attempt to find less uptight girls. He eventually meets some girls at a regular old American bar, and things go even better than he ever could have imagined.
Why don't you come back and sleep at our place?
After his work on the movie, he's appeared in several films and TV shows, including the British movie Sparks and Embers. He also appeared in the first series of Citizen Khan.
And you call me Dave, so maybe I should call you
Mr. Khan.
Right.
Number 7, Bill Nighy.
I feel it in my fingers.
In my fingers.
I feel it in my toes.
This British actor had an illustrious career even before nabbing the role of aging rocker Billy Mack in Love Actually. But after this role, his filmography got even bigger. He had notable roles in the Underworld franchise and appeared in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Do you feel dead?
Any bookworms out there will instantly recognize him as Minister for Magic Rufus Scrimgeour from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Is that it then? Not quite.
He also starred in the time travel romantic comedy About Time, which was released in 2013.
Life's a mixed bag, no matter who you are. Look at Jesus. He was the Son of God, for God's sake. Look how that turned out.
Number 6, Rodrigo Santoro.
Just one dance.
Before we run out of chances.
Me?
Unless you just...
No. Good.
Rodrigo Santoro's role in Love Actually is a relatively small one compared to some of the other cast members, but that doesn't mean it isn't memorable. Santoro plays Carl, the love interest of Laura Linney's character Sarah. After shooting Love Actually, Santoro had a prominent role as Xerxes in the epic action movie 300.
Imagine what horrible fate awaits my enemies when I would gladly kill any of my own men for victory.
More recently, the actor snagged an important role in the popular HBO series Westworld, where he plays the enigmatic Hector Escaton. It looks like his career is only going up from here.
No matter how dirty the business, do it well.
Number 5, January Jones. This actress had an almost blink-and-you'll-miss-it role in Love Actually, where she played one of the attractive American girls that Colin meets when he arrives in Wisconsin. She got her big break in 2007, however, when a little show called Mad Men hit the air. She played Betty Draper, long-suffering wife of the show's main character.
I called the office. They said you'd left.
The role earned her both an Emmy nod as well as 2 Golden Globe nominations. She's also appeared in several major films, including X-Men First Class.
If that telepath gets inside your head, he won't be as much fun as I am.
Number 4. Martin Freeman.
By the way, he introduced me as John, but actually everyone calls me Jack.
Oh, fine. Nice to meet you, Jack. You got me right, though. I'm just Judy.
Great, just Judy.
Of all the actors to appear in Love Actually, perhaps none has had a bigger success story after the fact than Martin Freeman. When the movie was released, he was already known in the UK for playing Tim on the British version of The Office. But he skyrocketed to international fame in the years that followed, with starring roles in films like The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and The Hobbit trilogy. He's become one of the more prominent actors in the business.
I have never used a sword in my life.
On top of that, his role as Watson on Sherlock seems like one he was born to play.
Mrs. Hudson took my skull.
So I'm basically filling in for your skull.
Relax, you're doing fine.
Well what?
Well, you could just sit there and watch telly.
Well, you want me to come with you?
I like company when I go out, and I think better when I talk aloud. Skull just attracts attention, so...
Number 3. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
No surprises? No surprises. Not like the Stag Night. Unlike the Stag Night.
Chiwetel Ejiofor has a role in Love Actually that you may not even remember if you don't happen to watch the movie every Christmas. He plays Keira Knightley's husband, a part that's overshadowed by his friend Mark's actions. You definitely know Ejiofor from his role as Solomon Northup in 12 Years a Slave, for which he was nominated for an Oscar.
Well, I don't want to survive. I want to live.
He went on to score his most high-profile role to date, providing the voice of Scar in the live-action remake of The Lion King.
Target everyone! Somebody fire!
Number 2. Andrew Lincoln.
Don't show it around too much. It needs a bit of editing. Look, I gotta get to a lunch. Early lunch. You can just show yourself out, can't you? It's a self-preservation thing.
This actor takes part in what's become the most iconic and most parodied scene from Love Actually, where his character Mark confessed his undying love for his best friend's wife using poster paper while pretending he's a group of carol singers. Actor Andrew Lincoln has come a long way since then, and has spent the last few years fighting zombies on The Walking Dead as main protagonist Rick Grimes. He's been through a lot on the show, so let's forgive him for making Juliet second-guess her marriage.
I told you. Twice. You know what's gonna happen.
I do. I do know what's gonna happen. You don't.
Number 1. Thomas Brody Sangster.
She doesn't even know my name. And even if she did, she'd despise me. She's the coolest girl in school. And everyone worships her because she's heaven.
Good. Good.
If you watched Love Actually when it first came out, you were undoubtedly charmed by the character of Sam, a boy who becomes preoccupied with a girl in his class after his mother dies. You probably wondered what actor Thomas Brody Sangster would look like when he was all grown up. And if you watch the HBO series Game of Thrones, you already know the answer. He played the character of Jojen Reed on the show until he met his untimely demise. He also voiced Ferb from Phineas and Ferb, who coincidentally gets together with Vanessa, who's voiced by Joanna herself, Olivia Olson. Don't you just love it when things come full circle?
Oh, Ferb's taking me out for Ukrainian food.
Can we drop you anywhere?
At its core, Love Actually is a movie about love in all its forms. And it certainly isn't the only holiday movie with a love story. So while we're in the mood, let's take a look at the most romantic moments in Christmas movies.
It's the most wonderful and romantic time of the year. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 most romantic moments in Christmas movies. For this list, we'll be looking at the cutest, most touching, and most romantic moments that can be found in Christmas films. We're also being a little liberal with our definition of Christmas movie. Basically, as long as the flick has Christmas elements, it will be included. Number 10. La La Means I Love You, The Family Man. The Family Man is essentially It's a Wonderful Life with a slight twist. Nicolas Cage plays Jack, a man who experiences what his life would have been like if he stayed with his girlfriend instead of becoming a hotshot bachelor.
Well, you know what? Wow, your birthday. It's you're my wife. You are my wife. It is your birthday.
In one scene, Jack finds a tape titled Jack Singing and watches himself sing the Delphonics' La La Means I Love You to his now wife on her birthday. It serves as a major turning point in the story and Jack's character, as made evident by Nicolas Cage's touching and teary-eyed look of longing and sudden realization. A lot of people like to meme Nicolas Cage, but he can be a fantastic actor. He says so much with just his eyes, and that's certainly not easy.
Listen to me, la 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 means I love you.
Number 9. Chris Admits the Truth, Just Friends. Just Friends is a cute little Christmas movie that follows Ryan Reynolds' Chris Brander, a successful music producer who returns to his hometown and reconciles with his high school crush Jamie.
The truth is, I'm afraid to be your friend, because I'm always gonna want more.
He tries to impress her with fancy cars and a carefree cool guy attitude before dropping the facade and admitting that he loves her. It's a heartwarming and beautifully scored scene, featuring an equal parts hilarious and adorable performance from Reynolds. It's an endearing declaration of love. And really, isn't that what Christmas is all about?
Sorry. Just, like 20 years all at once.
Number 8. Jack and Sally Under the Moon, The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's frankly amazing what director Henry Selick and his incredible team managed to do with stop-motion animation. Not only was the film a gorgeous visual delight, but it also contained a deeply personal story at its core that was emotionally enacted by puppets.
Sally, I can't believe I never realized that you...
Jack! Jack!
The end of the movie is particularly poignant as Jack and Sally declare their love through song in front of the massive moon. It's an iconic film image, and it's an unexpectedly romantic way to end what was otherwise a pretty creepy and dark movie. Ah, the power of movie magic.
We're simply meant to be.
Number 7. First Date, Elf.
You look miraculous.
So do you.
Thank you.
What would you like to do?
I got some ideas.
I'm such a happy...
Elf is easily one of the most delightful Christmas movies ever. After all, what can possibly be better than Christmas in New York City? In this adorable montage set to Frank Sinatra, Buddy takes Jovi around the city to drink crappy diner coffee, spin through revolving doors, and look at Christmas trees. Jovi in turn takes Buddy skating and see the massive Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center. It perfectly captures that kind of awkward feeling of first dates, and it gracefully represents their characters. Buddy's naive but kind-hearted, and Jovi loves his innocent personality and childish sense of wonder. It gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling that only Christmas and love can give.
Sorry.
You missed.
What do you mean I missed?
You missed.
You make me feel so young. Ooh, you make me feel so young.
Number 6. George Returns, It's a Wonderful Life. This is often thought to be the greatest Christmas movie ever made. And while that may be debatable, it certainly has a fantastic ending. After famously deciding that he wants to live again, George realizes that he's back in the original timeline and rushes home in a gleeful sprint to see his family, and happily welcome his arrest.
Please! I want to live again! I want to live again!
The scene where George hugs his children and kisses his wife is easily one of the most moving sequences in movie history, and George's sheer exuberance is marvelously portrayed by the iconic James Stewart. This movie is definitely a product of its post-war time, but the emotions and warmth it exhibits will remain timeless.
Let me touch you. Are you real?
Oh, George.
Number 5. Jack Falls for Lucy, While You Were Sleeping. Sometimes what may bring us closer together can be found flailing around in the ice. Okay, maybe not, but it certainly worked for Lucy and Jack. Jack seems to finally fall for Lucy when walking her home and getting caught on some particularly slippery ice.
So, you gonna go see Peter tomorrow?
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
Wow.
Maybe it was the romantic Christmas lights, but either way, something changed within him that day. Or night. It's a picturesque sequence, complete with glowing Christmas lights, glistening snow, and luscious music scoring the whole adorable ordeal. Christmas really is the most romantic time of the year, even if the ice makes you fall on your butt from time to time.
So I'll see you when I see you?
Number 4. Gee, I wish I was back in the army. White Christmas. It's amazing what a simple glance can do to rouse the emotions in a viewer. In this climactic sequence, Rosemary Clooney's Betty returns to Pine Tree and surprises Bing Crosby's Bob on stage.
Gee, I wish I was back in the army. The army wasn't really bad at all.
As Betty enters from the sidelines, she glances at Bob to gauge his reaction and smiles slyly when she sees Bob dropping his pose and following her around the stage. It's a magnificently subdued moment, but is passionately romantic in its subtlety. The two actors are able to convey their characters' nerves, surprise, satisfaction, and reconciliation without speaking a word. And it remains one of the most rousing moments found in a Christmas movie.
Oh, boss, no, I can't make it. I'm going to be very busy. Wait a minute, I'll join you.
Number 3. The First Kiss. Serendipity. After an entire movie of chasing each other through San Francisco and New York City, soulmates Jonathan and Sarah finally meet at the end of the film. It all starts when Jonathan finds Sarah's jacket at the Central Park ice rink, and when they finally meet, he can only stand in admiration as Sarah makes her way across the ice. The way the sequence is filmed is magical, complete with a beautiful wide shot of John Cusack standing in the middle of the rink, Kate Beckinsale's slow walk, and the music of Nick Drake blocking out all the natural sounds. It's like something straight out of a magical Christmas dream.
It's been a long time that I'm blown. It's been a long time that I've wandered. But through the people I have known, oh, if you would and you could, straighten my...
Number 2. Jamie and Aurelia. Love Actually. Love Actually is one of the quintessential Christmas movies and is full of touching romantic moments, like when Sam runs illegally through the airport to catch Joanna. But perhaps the most romantic scene is when Jamie travels to France to declare his love to Aurelia.
Bonita Aurelia, eu vim aqui para te pedir para casar comigo.
It all starts with a rousing march towards the restaurant and culminates in an impassioned speech spoken in broken Portuguese. As if the moment couldn't be any more perfect, Aurelia responds to Jamie's declaration of love and proposal in broken English, signifying that they had both learned each other's language in order to communicate. It's the kind of sentimental and somewhat cheesy moment that draws us to romantic comedies in the first place, and it's enough to make your heart melt.
Easy question.
O que é que tu disseste?
Sim, claro.
Nothing makes me love love more than a light snowfall and beautiful lights. There is one holiday rom-com that's fit to burst with romantic moments though, but take a look at these honorable mentions that will grow your heart 3 sizes.
Because in my heart I know that I found the one person in life that I want to have these conversations with. And that person's you. I love you so much.
I could never leave my father.
I can give him his own wing at the palace. Or I could buy him his own diner in Aldovia. Or we could just pick this one up and move it.
Merry Christmas, honey. Come here.
Alan's my wife, Holly. Holly Gennaro.
Holly McClane.
Hello, Holly.
You got yourself a good man. You take good care of him.
What's this? Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to New York. I've got a job.
You got a job where?
Goodbye, Bob. Good luck. I hope you have great success with the show.
Betty, about yesterday, if I said anything, I didn't mean.
Goodbye.
You know, I was so busy with other things, I must have sounded like an idiot, but
Goodbye.
I didn't mean what you... Betty?
Number 1. Amanda returns to Graham. The Holiday. The perfect character has a change of heart and rushes back trope can be found in The Holiday when Amanda leaves Graham to return home. Realizing that she can't be without him, Amanda decides to run back to the cottage to be with Graham.
Turn around and go back, please.
Did you forget something?
Yes. Yes. Can you go any faster?
This little lane's always tricky. It's going to take a bit.
It's okay, just stop.
It's a well-filmed scene, complete with Cameron Diaz's pitch-perfect acting and Hans Zimmer's radiant music scoring her dramatic run back to the cottage.
Graham! Graham! You know, I was just thinking, why would I ever leave before New Year's Eve? That makes no sense at all. I mean, you didn't exactly ask me out, but you did say you loved me.
Also, let's just address that Graham was crying over Amanda's departure. It's a fantastic little touch that ups the adorability of the moment and helps it become one of the most romantic scenes in Christmas movie history.
I have the girls New Year's Eve.
Sounds perfect.
You know, a lot of those movies are on my Christmas movies spreadsheet. Oh, what, you don't have a spreadsheet of what Christmas movies you watch every year? Amateurs. Well, if you are looking for viewing suggestions, check out our list of what holiday movie to watch based on your sign. Having trouble picking a film? Look to the stars. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for what holiday movie to watch based on your sign. For this list, we're looking at Christmas movies new and old, and pairing them off with the 12 astrological signs in order to help you find the perfect holiday film to fit your personality and interests. Aquarius, Home Alone.
This house is so full of people. It makes me sick. When I grow up and get married, I'm living alone. Did you hear me? I'm living alone!
Those born between January 20th and February 18th are known to be an assertive and sometimes even stubborn lot. And who better represents that blend than Kevin McAllister?
I made my family disappear.
Even before he finds himself home alone on Christmas, he isn't shy about telling his family exactly how he's feeling.
Get upstairs. I am upstairs, dummy. The 3rd floor?
But as his Yuletide misadventure plays out, we also see him demonstrate many other typically Aquarian traits, including creativity and a keen analytical mind. Those born under the sign of the water bearer are also known for their humanitarian spirit, and so Kevin's kindness towards Old Man Marley is sure to appeal.
I don't care how mad I was, I talked to my dad, especially around the holidays.
Aries, A Christmas Story.
Dad?
This 1983 classic comedy is truly one of a kind. Many a Christmas flick has tried to emulate its careful balance of heart and laughs, but few have succeeded in coming anywhere close to its level of influence or staying power. What makes A Christmas Story so special? Its willingness to get chaotic and lean into dark humor. Neither of which are typical of Christmas films of that era, but both make it a perfect fit for those born between March 20th and April 20th.
It was? Yes. Yes. So poisoning.
Aries are passionate, driven, and not above causing trouble. All qualities that are sure to make them appreciate the exploits of Ralphie Parker.
Be sure to drink
You're Ovaltine. Ovaltine? A crummy commercial?
Cancer, A Bad Mom's Christmas.
I know it's just a doll, but Christmas is killing me this year.
Speaking of getting into trouble, how about this winning trio of stars? In the holiday sequel to 2016's Bad Moms, Mila Kunis, Kristen Bell, and Kathryn Hahn celebrate Christmas with a healthy serving of raunchy fun.
Moms are so weird.
Blessed with intuition and a strong sense of loyalty, but notoriously moody and prone to nostalgia, Cancerians have often been called the moms of the astrological spectrum.
Come on, who's ready to have some Christmas fun?
Be that as it may, they also know how to have fun when the mood takes them. So for anyone born between June 21st and July 23rd, when you're looking for a holiday-appropriate way to cut loose, this is the movie to do it with.
Relax, Obama. Your mom is still a colossal bitch. Don't let your guard down or she's gonna blow up your car.
Capricorn, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The Grinch! Well, that worked out nicely.
It's funny, but those actually born around Christmas time are sometimes those who struggle most to get into it. Maybe it's because their birthday is always getting overshadowed by the holiday.
Those who's are hard to frazzle, Max. But we did our worst, and that's all that matters.
Whatever the reason, Capricorns tend to be overly practical, work-focused, and sometimes a little pessimistic. Despite their practical ways, however, they are also surprisingly sensitive.
This humiliation could change my entire outlook on life!
Really?
No.
Sounds like a certain big furry green Christmas icon we know. Even if Capricorns don't relate to Jim Carrey's Grinch, his antics and dark humor are sure to help loosen up those born between December 22nd and January 20th, and get in the spirit of the season.
I gotcha, Cindy Lou!
You did it!
Gemini, The Princess Switch. Netflix has really changed the way content is distributed and consumed. And when it comes to the Christmas season in particular, the streaming service has really cornered the market by giving us an abundance of new holiday films to watch each and every year.
You were brilliant. I don't know about brilliant.
Not all of them resonate, but The Princess Switch managed to charm critics and delight legions of subscribers. And we can only assume that includes a lot of Geminis.
How smashing.
Beyond the obvious twin angle, this story of identical strangers switching lives has a youthful Gemini-appropriate energy to it.
Christmas should be about love.
I've never seen you so sentimental.
Well, maybe you don't know me that well.
Plus, the setting of Belgravia, despite being fictional, is sure to appeal to the wanderlust of those who entered the world between May 21st and June 21st.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Leo, Elf.
Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? Put that down.
For starters, both consisting of just 3 letters, these 2 words fit together very nicely. Leo meet Elf, Elf meet Leo. But rest assured, there is far more to this pairing.
This is the North Pole.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Where's the snow?
Elf is a modern holiday classic that, since its release in 2003, has become an annual tradition in many a household.
I'm just trying to get through the holidays.
Get through? Christmas is the greatest day in the whole wide world!
Though its appeal is universal, those born between July 23rd and August 23rd seem particularly well posed to enjoy the film, given that Buddy the Elf's energy, vivacity, and spotlight-stealing ways are very on brand for Leos. Leos are natural performers, and Will Ferrell really gives it his all as our larger-than-life, good-natured protagonist.
You ready? Let's go!
Libra, The Holiday.
We switch houses, cars, everything. I haven't done it before, but friends of mine have.
Where are you?
Please say somewhere far away.
Those born between the 23rd of September and October came into this world under the symbol of scales. And there are few holiday films that feel more balanced than The Holiday.
Graham, I'm leaving in 9 days, and that makes this complicated, and I'm not sure I can handle complicated right now.
Okay.
As Iris and Amanda, Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz play 2 very different women. But when they swap homes over the Christmas holiday, they both find exactly what they need, if not what they were necessarily looking for.
Are you embarrassed
embarrassed by this game I've started to play.
Moreover, Libras seem especially well suited to relate to our two leads given that they're natural overthinkers who, at the end of the day, just want to feel love.
It's not like we're never going to speak or email or...
No set rules.
None. So now I'm just gonna kiss you for the millionth time and say be seeing you.
Pisces, a Christmas prince.
So, what do you know about the royal family of Aldovia?
What can we say? Netflix knows what the people want come the holiday season. Starring Rose McIver and Ben Lamb, A Christmas Prince is your classic fairy tale romance, just set in the present day.
You often take the help for romantic walks in the snow?
What?
And it's this earnest and unself-conscious approach to the narrative that makes this Netflix original film such a delight, especially for Pisceans.
There's something that I need to tell you.
Those born between February 18th and March 20th have a tendency to be more emotional than most and love old-world romance and a good distraction. Translation, Netflix could not have made them a more perfect holiday film. Sagittarius, the Santa Claus.
How come you don't have a beard?
Because I shaved. Do you want this doll or not? Go back to sleep.
This is another film that gets a lot of holiday replays, regardless of astrological signs. But in the case of Sagittarians, November 22nd to December 22nd, we think it holds a particularly special place in their hearts.
What does that mean?
It means you put on the suit, you're the big guy.
Many Sagittarians are likely to relate with Tim Allen's character Scott Calvin. Sagittarians can be a bit tactless, and their go-getter, can-do attitude can lead them to be unreliable and difficult.
I know who you are, Dad. You'll figure it out soon enough. There are a lot of kids that believe in you. You can't let them down.
On the flip side, Sagittarians are also enthusiastic and have a lot of love to give, which is the side of himself that Calvin rediscovers when he becomes Saint Nick.
You ready to go, sport?
Catch you, Dad.
For any Sagittarian feeling beaten down by life, this is just the pick-me-up you need.
Hold on.
On our way.
Bye, Mom!
Scorpio, the nightmare before Christmas.
This is Halloween, pumpkins scream in the dead of night.
Scorpios tend to be a little different. And, at least as far as popular Christmas movies go, The Nightmare Before Christmas is about as different as they come.
I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing.
A beautifully crafted dark fantasy stop-motion film, it tells the story of Jack Skellington, the king of Halloween Town who, after learning about Christmas, decides he'd rather celebrate the latter holiday instead.
Christmas Town?
Jack's mission embodies the Scorpio spirit of passion, persistence, and extreme curiosity. And like many Scorpios, he's willing to follow these inclinations into dangerous territory.
Sally, I need your help more than anyone's.
You certainly do, Jack. I had the most terrible vision.
That's splendid.
Those born between October 23rd and November 22nd also tend to be drawn towards mysticism and the occult, making this spooky tale right up their alley.
My, what a brilliant nose you have. The better to light my way.
Taurus, A Christmas Carol.
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Taurians are, among other things, known to be very focused on aesthetics. As such, this 2009 retelling of Dickens' classic story, with its unique visuals, is sure to pique the curiosity of those born between April 20th and May 21st.
What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
What right have you to be so dismal? You're rich enough.
Humbug!
Don't be cross, Uncle.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas.
That being said, Taurians are also likely to identify with the qualities of Ebenezer Scrooge, both good and bad. Those born under the sign of the Taurus can be bullishly single-minded and even downright greedy.
You will be haunted by three spirits.
That's the Johnson hope. I'd rather not.
Expect the first. Tomorrow when the bell tolls one.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over with, Jacob?
Like Scrooge, however, they're also quite financially responsible. And that sense of community and compassion that our protagonist discovers by the end of the film, that is another quality shared by many Taurians.
And Scrooge was better than his word. He did all that he said he would, and more. And to our Tiny Tim, who got wealth,
Scrooge was like a second father. He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city ever knew. And it was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well.
Virgo, It's a Wonderful Life.
You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
I'll take it. Then what?
Well, then you could swallow it, and it'd all dissolve, see? And the moonbeams would shoot out of your fingers and your toes and the ends of your hair. Am I talking too much?
Yes. Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
How's that?
Why don't you kiss her instead of talking her to death?
Last but most certainly not least, we have Virgo, a sign that we think is well suited for just about the most iconic Christmas film of them all.
That's what I was sent down for. I'm your guardian angel.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Born between August 23rd and September 23rd, Virgos are hardworking, helpful, and modest, but also particular. Taken all together, this can make them extremely self-critical, sometimes leading a Virgo towards self-destructive thinking.
Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me! Get me back to my wife and kids!
That's where this film comes in. Over the course of the movie, George Bailey, played by James Stewart, learns to recognize, with a little help, all the good he's done for the world throughout his life, even if it's not the life he imagined. It's a dose of perspective that many a Virgo could benefit from, and a reminder of their best qualities.
Look, Daddy, teacher says every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
That's right. That's right.
That list was a fun mix of some classic movies and some newer holiday wildcards. For example, I'm a Gemini and I've never seen The Princess Switch, so maybe I should check it out. However, if you're looking for something with a bit more of an edge, why don't you take a look at our top 10 guilty pleasure Christmas movies?
How much wine have you had tonight? I want some.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 guilty pleasure Christmas movies.
I'm trying to find a Doberman doll. Me too, me too. Do you have any more in the back?
It's a bit tacky.
It's a priceless work of art.
Let's take the real delicate ones and put them on the sofa.
Is this against the law?
Of course not.
For this list, we'll be looking at the holiday films we love, even if we don't like to admit it. Will you admit to being a fan of any of these movies? Number 10, Bad Santa. Telling a tale of a pair of con men who take advantage of the holiday season, this is definitely not your average feel-good Christmas romp.
I saw you at another mall.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
You're not really Santa. If you were Santa, you could do magic.
You want to see some magic? Here, let's watch you disappear.
Bad Santa is one of those movies whose reputation is a product of its marketing. Anyone who hasn't seen the film would think it crass and ridiculous. And it's not that it isn't those things, but it comes together to actually be quite an enjoyable film.
Okay, make me some sandwiches. I gotta go to the mall and talk to somebody, and I'll be back.
For dinner?
Yeah, that's what I said.
In fact, it was a commercial success and even a hit with critics, managing to garner a 78% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Thanks. You know, we've been at this a long time and all, so we'd like to think we do a good job.
I'm so glad you guys could come in on such short notice.
Roger Ebert called the film a, quote, demented, twisted, and unreasonably funny work of comic kamikaze style. Number 9, Christmas Inheritance. A few years back, Netflix seemed to have realized that there was a big market for schmaltzy Hallmark Channel-style Christmas movies, and they took the concept and ran with it.
Hey, trust me, I am your best option right now.
One of the most notable early examples of their foray into the genre was Christmas Inheritance, which tells the story of a big city girl heading back to her quaint hometown, and, spoiler alert, falling in love with one of the locals.
Is this the part where we're supposed to kiss?
I think so.
The story unfolds predictably, just like the many that came before it, but we can't help but be charmed by the soothing rom-com formula.
Would you perhaps do a local boy the honor of a Christmas dance?
The honor's all mine.
Number 8, Let It Snow. Released in 2019, this teen holiday rom-com does not get the recognition it deserves.
If Chet breaks up with you, you'll just find someone else to chase after and freak out about, and I'll still be here.
Same as always, waiting to do this all over again. Just hoping you finally figure out how to stop caring about people that don't care about you.
Let It Snow takes the Love Actually approach to Christmas movies, showing a number of ultimately intertwining storylines, all relating to characters understanding the true meaning of love during the holiday season.
You make me feel brave. And you make me feel like I want to be the best possible version of myself, so...
While it may be geared towards high schoolers, it's actually enjoyable for viewers of all ages. It has a diverse cast and features storylines depicting many different types of love, including familial love and friendship, so there's something for everyone to relate to.
Snow can make a difference, especially on Christmas Eve. And sometimes it's not just the eve of Christmas, it's the eve of everything.
Number 7. 4 Christmases. In 4 Christmases, Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon play a couple who seemingly have it all, and manage to avoid their families at Christmas every year to head off and do something fabulous instead.
We take it, and then we take the trips. And then we take a different trip.
In this particular year, however, Mother Nature forces them to tackle visiting both of their families, each of whom has a wide range of qualities that make us understand why our main couple decided to skip the visits in the past.
Just flip the tube. Excuse me? Flip the tube.
Reviewers were not kind to this one, with The Hollywood Reporter calling it, quote, one of the most joyless Christmas movies ever. But we can't help but put it here for its heart.
In my heart, I know that I found the one person in life that I want to have these conversations with. And that person's you.
Number 6. The Holiday Calendar. Another of the Netflix original holiday romance movies that the streaming service distributed is The Holiday Calendar. It has a bit of a wacky concept. It's about an inherited advent calendar that appears to be able to predict the future.
Look.
Oh,
Right.
the 3 little toys.
Those are predicting the future.
Magical realism aside, this movie actually features a charming cast with Kat Graham and Quincy Brown in the lead roles. While the film definitely follows the classic rom-com formula, its unique concept makes it stand out among the rest, whether or not it's actually believable. But who doesn't want a little magic come Christmas time?
So, what was in the calendar today?
Snowflake.
Number 5. The Princess Switch. Who doesn't love an identical strangers plot? Drawing on many stories that came before it, The Princess Switch features 2 young women trading places, taking advantage of their extremely similar looks.
Switch places? I become you, and you become me. Get out.
Stacy DeNovo is an American baker who's traveled to the fictional country of Belgravia for a baking competition. There, she meets Margaret Delacourt, the Duchess of Montanaro, who just so happens to look exactly like her. To get a taste of each other's lives, they swap circumstances and both realize that they appreciate the change.
I didn't plan any of this, but I suppose I found out I'm just a normal girl. And normal girls, they fall in love with normal boys.
The Vanessa Hudgens starrer was so popular that it spawned a 2020 sequel.
What do you think?
Even better than last time.
Number 4. Christmas with the Cranks. Starring Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Dan Aykroyd, this movie has an all-star cast, but is undeniably silly, in a good way. The premise is that a family decides to opt out of Christmas because their daughter won't be home for the holidays, but have to scramble at the last minute to change their plans when she suddenly plans a trip home.
Oh, we land at 8:03.
Tonight?
Yes, tonight, just in time for our big Christmas Eve party. You are having the party, aren't you, Mom?
Of course we are!
Oh, great!
With a 5% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, it's safe to say that the critics were not a fan of this one, but its top 3 position at the box office during its opening weekend demonstrates that moviegoers were. Fun and unexpected fact about Christmas with the Cranks, the movie is actually based on a novel called Skipping Christmas by thriller writer John Grisham.
I'm sorry you gotta work on Christmas Eve. Santa always has to work on Christmas Eve. Yeah, I suppose he does.
Number 3. Just Friends. This rom-com isn't always classified as a Christmas movie, but it's definitely worthy of a December viewing because it does take place over the holiday season. It focuses on Chris, played by Ryan Reynolds, a guy who is perpetually in the friend zone with his bestie Jamie.
What are you doing tomorrow?
Nothing. Do you want to meet for lunch?
You mean like a day?
Yeah.
Great!
Sadly, there are a lot of reasons this movie is problematic and hasn't aged well. Its use of fat suits to show Chris's former self probably wouldn't be replicated today, and the entire concept of nice guys ending up in the friend zone has come to feel pretty antiquated.
You've been torturing me since the 6th grade.
So that's what this is about, because I wouldn't screw you in high school? Get over yourself!
But it does bring a sense of nostalgia, and Ryan Reynolds is as charismatic and funny as always.
Sorry. Just like 20 years at once.
Number 2, A Christmas Prince. If there's one movie that really made Netflix the go-to source for cheesy Christmas rom-coms, it's this one. A Christmas Prince was released in 2017 and has since spawned 2 sequels, and people still seem to be debating whether it's bad on purpose or just plain bad.
It's a bit tacky.
It's a priceless work of art.
The thing is, though, that despite its unbelievable and overdone storyline and corny dialogue, there's something extremely enjoyable about this franchise.
I think you're giving me more credit than I deserve.
I don't think so. I'm comfortable with you. You're more genuine than anybody I've ever met.
Maybe it's because we all want a little escapism and want to suspend our disbelief to escape to Aldovia like Amber Moore. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The Night Before Christmas.
You can put me down.
Steady now, my lady.
The lady is steady and good to go. Just over here.
This is quite a lovely manor.
Holiday in the Wild.
And what is Christmas in Africa?
Well, I can't speak for the whole continent, but here at the Elephant Orphanage,
They celebrate all week, and there's no shopping involved.
what about presents?
Homemade.
Sounds terrifying.
You are coming home, right?
Yeah.
Of course I'm coming back.
When?
Well, you know what they say here. They say when the time is right.
Jingle All the Way.
I'm trying to find a Doberman doll.
Me too.
Do you have any more in the back? What? I see that. What did I say?
These guys are looking for a Turbo Man?
A Doberman doll, yes.
The ultimate Christmas present.
Ever merry. Each battery lasts 100 years, so it couldn't possibly... Oh, dear.
What's wrong?
I just remembered that when I put the batteries in, I was out of Evermerry, so I used generic ones.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
Ernest, you flew the sleigh?
We told him not to do it.
It's terrific.
But we thought it was a great idea.
It's all yours, Joe. You better get going.
Number 1. Every Hallmark Christmas movie. While it was still known as the Odyssey Network, Hallmark released its first original holiday movie in 2000, and as of 2009, they had instituted their official countdown to Christmas with holiday programming running from Halloween until New Year's.
The Christmas Eve festival is a really big deal around here.
Oh, come on! Is this place for real?
That's Garland for you.
Oh, would you stop saying that?
Oh, quit being such a grump.
There's something about these Christmas flicks that seems to charm anyone who sees them, with their predictability and formulaic nature being part of their appeal.
Wow.
Wait, son. Timeless.
The acting may be iffy at times, and the scenarios depicted may be utterly ridiculous, but we just can't get enough of them.
I've never had a Christmas tree that didn't fit on a tabletop.
That is unacceptable. You're fired. Okay, good. So, tomorrow.
But Okay.
Luckily, there are new movies released every year around the holidays, so you'll basically never run out of delightful content to consume.
Why is she taking the train?
Gotta get home for Christmas. Meet someone, a stranger in a lounge cart.
Okay. Oh, how about the bartender dressed as Santa, who, beneath the fake beard, turns out he's her long-lost dance partner.
And she never got over him.
Oh, she got over him. Yeah.
Well, she never danced the same again.
Well, she just moved on to other things.
since the wish of Barney.
Look, I don't really believe in guilty pleasures. Just like what you like. And to be honest, I like pretty much all holiday movies. So if you will excuse me, I'm gonna go watch Die Hard because yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Thank you for joining me on this trip through the WatchMojo archives. See you next time, and happy holidays.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.